Hi, my name is Shannon, and I'm one of the pastors of Calvary United Methodist Church in downtown Frederick, Maryland. Frederick isn't too far from Baltimore, and it's not too far from Washington, D.C. One of the things that I love to do as a pastor is to put myself in the Bible story, to imagine that I'm one of the characters, to put myself in their shoes. And that's what we're going to do with our Bible story today. The story that I was thinking about came from other reading that I did this week. Reading that said that for people like us, in today's day and age, with all the, as scary as it might be, with all the things that are going on, that we can be heroes by doing one simple thing, and that's staying at home. And I thought, well, that's awful silly. How can we be heroes if we're staying at home in our pajamas? The article said that if you feel sick, and you stay at home, that means that you are helping protect someone else from maybe getting sick. You're helping to save someone, protecting, saving people. That's the work that heroes do, right? However, heroes often have really cool outfits, right? Who's your favorite superhero? So I have a lot of favorite superheroes, but two of them would probably be Black Panther and Wonder Woman. I love Black Panther's mask, and I love Wonder Woman's lasso of truth. I think that they have really cool costumes, much cooler than my pajamas. What is the favorite part about your favorite superhero's costume? Well, in our Bible story today, we're actually going to talk about superheroes. And we are going to make a costume to make us kind of get into their personas, to become like them. So I have crowns. Our two superheroes that we are talking about today are queens. So all we need to make this crown is paper. You can choose to use construction paper like I have here. Construction paper can be hard to fold, it's a little thick, but you can use any kind of paper. Even white paper with writing on one side, that's totally fine. In fact, that might be good because then you can design all over. You can draw all over your crown. You can put stickers on it. You can do whatever you want with your crown. But we need to get paper first. So we have this paper, but we need it to be a 6x6 sheet of paper. So this one is smaller than this one, right? And this one is a rectangle, and this one is a square. But it's okay because we can make this into a square. All you need is a ruler and scissors. So, and a pen, that helps. So we want to make it 6 inches, so that's halfway on our 12-inch ruler, right? So you'll take your ruler and you'll lay it down on the paper and you mark it at 6 inches. See, like I did there, 6 inches from the side. And then you'll take it again and you'll mark it at 6 inches. Like that. So that's 6 inches and that's 6 inches. And then you draw a square on your sheet of paper. You might want to make a couple different marks. And then it's like connecting the dots. So that might be hard to see, but you draw yourself a square on your paper. So there. And then you cut it out. There we go. We have another square. So I want you to get your paper and to cut it into squares. You will need probably around 5. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on mine. My head might be a little bit bigger than yours. It might be smaller. Who knows? but you want to start with at least 5. So you can pause the video while you get your paper and then cut it into squares and then start it up again once you have your paper. So if you have your paper, we are going to start making our crowns. So what you do first is you fold it. Fold it in half. That's not so hard, right? And then you open it. So you still have that little fold in the paper, but you open it. And then you fold it the other way. So you have your fold like this, and you open it up, and then you're gonna fold it like this. So you have the fold like this, and the fold like this. But then you open it up, so it's like that. And then you take the paper and you fold it down like that. So it lines up with your creases, right? And you do it on the other side. So you line up on your creases like that. So you have that, but you don't do it to the other side. This side, you just fold up. It looks like a boat, right? And then you fold it up again, like that. See? And then you take it and you fold it in half. And then we'll put it to the side. So it might take a minute to get it. So let's try again. So we fold it in half, right? Like that. And we open it up and we fold it in half again, like that. So we have the fold and we have the fold. And then we take the corner into the middle and we just leave it there. And we take the corner next to it into the middle, like that. And then we take the bottom up to the middle, like that. And we take it up to the middle again, and then we fold it in half. Okay. Let's do one more here. We fold it in half, right? Fold it in half. And unfold it. And then we fold this one in half. And then we unfold it. Then we put the corner to the middle there. And the other corner to the middle. And then we bring up the bottom to the middle. And then we bring up the bottom one more time. And then we fold that in half. And you can make a few more of these, but I want to show you how they go together. So they slide in the folds together. They fit just like that. So you put this one inside of this one so it slides. So you see how you made the double fold there? You stick this, you unfold it, and you stick it in like that. And you do that all the way around. This one is a super, super tiny one. So this is why you need more than just the 5. I mean, you need more than just the 3. But maybe that's just a little tiny tiara. Doesn't quite fit. But you can pause the video again and finish folding up so that you have enough of these. to make yourself a big crown. So once you're done folding, you can come back. So now that we have our crowns, we can begin our story. Because our story starts with Queen Vashti. You might not have heard of her before, but she's mentioned in the beginning of the book of Esther. Queen Vashti was married to a king who was a bully. He had a big party one day, and he wanted her to come, not because he wanted her to have fun at a party. He wanted her to come so he could show her off to all his friends. And she didn't feel good about that. She thought that was kind of mean and creepy, and she didn't like it. And so she said, no. I want you guys to all put your crown on, make sure it's on really, really well, and then we will all be Vashti together. Ready? This is your line. Repeat after me. No. That's it. That's a whole line. It's probably easy to remember. So let's try again. No. Now maybe we could do a little dance with it. No, 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 no. That's what Vashti said. Now, do you think the king was happy about that? No, he was not. In fact, he was so angry he told her that she couldn't be queen anymore. But here's the thing. Vashti saying no was her superpower. How can that be her superpower? Well, how can we be superheroes just sitting around in our pajamas? It's the same thing. Saying no to a bully is a heroic thing to do. And so Vashti was able to save herself by saying no to a bully, even if she couldn't stay queen. That is a story of Vashti. But then there's a second story about a second queen, because since the king didn't have Vashti anymore, he needed to find another queen. So he went searching and searching and searching until he found a beautiful woman named Esther. Now, Esther was an orphan. She didn't have parents, but she was raised by a family member named Mordecai. So Mordecai was happy for her, but he told her, there's something different about us, and I don't think you should tell anyone, not yet. And what was different about her? Well, she was Jewish. She was very beautiful, and so she was chosen to be queen, but she didn't tell anyone that she was Jewish. So she got her crown, she was a queen. Well, Mordecai wanted to check on her a lot, so he was at the palace a lot, checking in on her and things like that, and they'd send messages back and forth. But remember that king, he was a bit of a bully, right? Do bullies have friends who are also bullies? Yeah, sometimes. And that's what happened with this king. There was an advisor of his whose name was Haman, and Haman was a bully. Now, Haman didn't know that Mordecai and Esther were related, but he did know that Mordecai was a Jew, and he didn't like Mordecai. So he came up with this evil plan. He wanted to get back at Mordecai because he didn't like Mordecai, and he decided that in order to do so, he would kill all of the Jews. That's horrible, isn't it? That's a terrible thing to do. But Vashti wasn't in the palace anymore, so when Haman went to the king and said, we should kill all the Jews, the king didn't say no like Vashti would. Instead, the king said, okay. So Mordecai was upset. He went to Esther and he said, oh my gosh, Esther, did you hear about this? And Esther said yes, but she didn't know what to do. She was queen, yes, but she was afraid of the king. Remember what he did to Vashti? Well, Mordecai said, even when we are afraid, we have to do what's right. And he said, who knows, perhaps you have come to the royal palace for just such a time as this. Well, Esther knew he was right. So she had him and all of her friends and all of the Jews in the area, they all prayed for her as she tried to figure out what to do, what superpower she had to save the Jews. So finally she decided what she was going to do. She was going to invite the king to a dinner party. Now wait a minute. How is throwing a dinner party a superpower? Well, just you wait till you hear the rest of the story. So Esther invited the king to her dinner party. And he loved it. He had so much fun that he told Esther she could have whatever she wanted, up to half of his kingdom, whatever she wanted. So do you think Esther asked for all the Jews to be saved? No, she didn't then. Instead, she had the king come back for a second dinner. So he did. And he had so much fun again that he said, no, Esther, really, this time I will give you whatever you want. And she said, oh, I don't want much, king. What I want is my people to be saved. I want my people to survive. I want myself to survive. And he said, what are you talking about? She said, the evil advisor, Haman, has this plan to kill all the Jews, and I'm a Jew. Well, he was so upset, the king was, because he loved Esther, and he loved this dinner party. He was so upset that he had Haman killed instead of all the Jews. And so Esther saved her people through a dinner party. Now we have these two queens. The first queen, her superpower was saying no. Can you all say no? She said no to a bully, and that was a superpower. And then our second queen, she threw a dinner party. Well, we can't really throw dinner parties right now, right? Unless we invite people who live with us. So how can we use that as a superpower? Well, it's not just about a dinner party. It's about what we're good at. See, God can use things that we're good at, even when it doesn't seem like a big deal, and can use it to do something super, like Esther using a simple power of making dinner to save her people. So this is what I want us to remember while we're stuck at home, is that we remember that even when we're stuck at home, we can use our superpowers for good. Thank you for joining me as we put ourselves into this story, as we imagined what it would be like to be like Vashti and Esther, the superheroes of the Bible we learned about today. I hope that you come back to our YouTube channel and see our other stories if you haven't seen any others, and continue to subscribe and follow us so that you can hear new stories as they come out each day. Will you pray with me? Dear God, we give you thanks for all of the superpowers that you give us, even the ones that don't even seem that important. We ask that you help us to be part of your saving power and to show your love to the whole world. Amen. Thank you all. Have a good day.